All right, here goes nothing. This is week number 1 of me posting these raw journal entries, you could say, of just what I'm doing after I quit my job and just on my way up to trying to make more and more money for myself and a path for freedom. So today, pretty much I'm just going to be going an introduction about me, a little background on my story, things like that. And then we'll go into what I'm doing now and just the trajectory of this account as well as me. The introduction is I've been a software engineer for the past 5 years, been doing side hustles nonstop. Like I'm telling you, nonstop, pretty much on any certain level on a way to try to quit my 9-to-5 job and just build a life for myself, make money outside of it, make money for myself. And so that included drop shipping, that included SMMA agency, that included so many different types of agencies. And finally, I figured out that it kind of taught me all these different skills, and it was full circle in terms of what my skill set is. So obviously I'm a coder. Ideally, I would create some sort of app or software, and I needed a way to market that. So through my learnings in the agency world and running ads for people on social media, I developed skills of talking in front of cameras and also just how to run ads for people. And so now everything's kind of full circle where I have all the tools in my tool belt to make something successful. I just have to execute at this point. So in November, I quit my 9-to-5 job as a software engineer at Motorola Solutions, which was a fantastic company. I was just ready for something new, wanted to really take a bet on myself and risk something for a higher ceiling, I guess you could say. So here I am. That's a little introduction about me in like 60 seconds. So that's kind of sweet. So yeah, this is kind of what I'm doing now is building online, I would like to call it. So I'm building this YouTube channel. I'm building my TikTok, Instagram, X, Threads, pretty much all platforms, just trying to document my journey of trying to build the success and trying to prove to people and inspire people that it is possible and that anyone really can do this. You just have to take a huge bet on yourself and be freaking delusionally confident. I am unbelievably delusionally confident that this will work out, and that's why I'm documenting all this. So it's a cool spot to be in. I feel like I have a lot of momentum behind me and I'm seeing good results outside of what I'm doing. So I think that's a good segue into what I am doing. So first of all, first avenue of business is doing software contracts for people. AI has revolutionized how I actually code. And so really what I'm doing is helping people spin up MVPs or production ready quality, production ready apps or software as a service products in very limited time. Because things are starting from fresh, I can utilize and leverage AI to build things exponentially quicker and use my background in software engineering to double check AI's work and make sure that the architecture is sound and security is also safe. So that's like one avenue. I get my clients through running ads and also Upwork. Upwork has been a huge platform for me to just land clients in terms of doing software projects. And then I also contract out to a big company that does you could think of them as sort of like an app studio. They do about, I don't want to say the exact number on camera, but a huge number yearly of revenue. And so I'm pretty much AI coder for them. One of my good friends is pretty high up in that company, so that kind of helped out, and they pretty much pay me on retainer. So that's kind of like the software world. I'm also making my own apps, so trying to spin up side projects for myself. I created RealRabbit.io and then HeadshotLead.io, 2 things that just flopped. I wasn't that interested in them, but they were fun to build, so that was cool. So that's kind of like the software world. I would say that's kind of my end goal, right, is to create some sort of app or software based around an interest that I could see myself being interested in for decades and trying to grow that. And so the way to grow that is normally through social media content like this or through paid advertising, which leads me to kind of like the other part of my life, which is running this kind of agency. You can call it. I hate agency. I think is really a guru term these days, but pretty much what I do is I run local lead gen systems for businesses. And so what that means is I run ads to a website. The website actually collects the lead information. So you can think of like a contractor, for example. They have a website. The leads come in based on the traffic that I provide through Google Ads. They fill out the form and they call the number. All that information is just forwarded directly to the business owner and they handle the sale. And so I'm just paid off of how many leads I generate them and the quality of those leads. And so that's been working out. I've been trying to scale that a bit too, because you kind of have to think of it as 2 different pillars here. One is let's stay afloat for the short term and then also build a future for the long term. And so the short term plan really is kind of that marketing concept where I can collect cash now and support my lifestyle. And it's a little more passive, I'd say, or like at least you can set it up in a passive way. And then the long-term play is software, obviously, but you can't really see results in software and get paid out for it until, I don't know, 6 months minimum, unless you to like really create an amazing product. So those are the two avenues I'd say in the marketing world. I also do a lot of like AI implementation, so conversational AI. So if people are texting the business owner back and forth, AI will kind of take over the conversation to save them time, and also just like follow up with leads, things like that, so that business isn't slipping through the cracks and they're capitalizing on the most amount of business possible. And so, yeah, those are kind of like the two pillars. And then, like I said, the trajectory is really software, AI, and apps. Just stay in that field for as long as I can, because that's truly where I think my skill set is, my passion is, because I think it would be really cool to help people through technology in some fashion or another. It's not like I have all that figured out. I'm still figuring out a lot of this along the way as I'm trying to document it. So I just wanted to film this video and kind of produce raw thoughts of raw journal entries that I have week to week. This is sort of the intro, but I think next week will really be based around my progress and just kind of like what I'm doing week to week to really sustain progress, to stay afloat. Some weeks it might be really boring where I'm just doing like service delivery work, but other weeks I might be starting a new project, or I might be starting a new software app that could be really exciting to me, and it would be cool to share it here in this like very raw format, because I think a lot of my social medias are brain rotty. Everything's very cut, very highly edited, where I just want something where people can come to really understand who I am. And I could like almost re-say that, because I think it's really important. I really want this platform to be something where people can come to really see a raw view of Nick, what's on my mind, what I'm doing week to week. And I'll be displaying that and showing that off on short form platforms like Instagram, TikTok, etc. I think having it in this raw format is really valuable too. So check out YouTube, subscribe to my YouTube channel, because I will be throwing down a lot of just raw insights and my raw thoughts there too. So I think that does it for today. That was a 7.5 minute video, a little too long than what I really originally was planning on doing. I'm going to try to keep these to 5 minutes or less. But yeah, that wraps it up. This is week 1 of me documenting my journey raw on YouTube. Let's go.